Yeah, I'd love to talk about the subject, and it's really great to see political support for clean energy like this because this is so much better than just traditional renewables. Traditional renewables are great for greenhouse gas emissions, but when you want to talk about environmental stewardship, nuclear is it. It's got the lowest footprint in terms of land, in terms of mining, in terms of milling, manufacturing, everything. So it's going to take about 10 times the amount of mines and manufacturing and milling facilities to do solar. And then the footprint, it's about 100 times larger on the footprint of solar. And so by investing in nuclear long term, this is going to be a fantastic benefit for our society as a whole. There are the detractors that we found in the literature that a lot of anti-nuclear voices are based on social myth. Hard to believe, but if you look into it, it's really interesting research to dive into.
Okay, so how will these investments address public concerns on the safety of nuclear? You mentioned these critics. What would you say to them?
Well, the easiest way to look at it is just the statistics. If you go to the studies and the literature, what you'll find is that nuclear is basically the safest. If you include Chernobyl with the death statistics from all the different energy forms, Banqiao Dam, for example, in China, when that went out, it was a hydroelectric dam. That took out around 200,000 people. Chernobyl, there were 4,000 to 6,000 cancers, somewhere in that range. And so if you include that with the statistics, then nuclear is safer than wind. It's not as safe as solar. But if you take Chernobyl out, you say that's like the Hindenburg and folding that into air travel or something like that, then nuclear is the safest. It's safer than solar by a long shot. And so it is incredibly safe, even though it's easy to demonize it. In other words, it's easy to think that the Simpsons are prophetic, but it's not.
So what guarantees has the private sector given to the government so that these taxpayer-funded projects will be on time and on budget? That hasn't been the case, as you know, with Vogtle.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you're out of my league there. If you're going to be talking about the financing, the biggest issue that you have with building new nuclear is that when you're making something that is incredibly safe, incredibly robust as nuclear, and you haven't done it for many decades like we have in the United States, when you run out of practice, it tends to have a learning curve. And Vogtle was a really bad example of losing practice. If we're not building something, like if we quit building superhighways, the first one we tried would probably be fairly problematic. The same with trains or anything. If you quit building something, you lose expertise and you're going to pay the price. And I think that's what happened with Vogtle.
Well, we have 20 seconds before break. Anything else you would like to say?
Nuclear is the way. If you like fusion, nuclear is that in spades. To put one of the biggest arguments between fission and fusion is nuclear waste. But even though nuclear energy has supplied 20% of our electricity for 5 decades, all the spent nuclear fuel from all of that energy would not fill up a single football field above 10 meters high. It's just that small.
Great.